Have you ever wondered about the secrets people hide behind their gestures and expressions? Get ready, because in this video, we will unveil 23 psychological tricks that will allow you to read anyone instantly. From body language to the subtle details that reveal much more than words can express, this video will open the doors to a level of understanding that will transform the way you interact with the world around you. Before we dive in, let's make sure this wisdom reaches as many people as possible. Click the like button and activate the notification bell. This tells YouTube that you find value in what we share. Now, let's begin this transformative journey together. Are you ready? 1. Eye contact. Eye contact is a powerful tool for instantly understanding someone. It's said that the eyes are the windows to the soul, and rightly so. Have you ever noticed how someone might not be able to look away from you? This could indicate romantic interest or a strong emotional connection. On the other hand, if you try to make eye contact and the other person avoids your gaze, they might be nervous or hiding something. In Stoicism, eye contact also has profound significance. Stoics like Seneca valued honesty and virtue in all human interactions. Maintaining a steady, direct gaze was considered a sign of integrity and self-confidence. So, by observing someone's eye contact, you might also be assessing their alignment with Stoic principles of honesty and virtue. Remember, the eyes can say a lot more than words can express. But how can we apply this knowledge in our daily lives? To improve your ability to interpret eye contact, observe people closely during conversations or social interactions. Pay attention to the duration and intensity of eye contact. Practice maintaining steady yet non-intimidating eye contact when speaking with others. Remember that eye contact is a powerful way to establish a connection and communication. 2. Eyebrows. To gauge someone's comfort level, pay attention to their eyebrows. There are three main emotions that can cause the eyebrows to rise: surprise, concern, and fear. Raising the eyebrows during a casual, relaxed conversation with a friend is unusual. If someone you're talking to lifts their eyebrows and the topic of conversation doesn't justify surprise, concern, or fear, it's a sign that they feel quite uncomfortable. In Stoicism, control of facial expressions also had significant meaning. Stoics believed in emotional moderation and the ability to remain calm in all situations. Thus, observing someone's eyebrows might also be assessing their ability to control their emotions and maintain serenity under challenging circumstances. Remember, eyebrows can reveal a lot about a person's emotional state. 3. Smile. When it comes to smiling, the mouth might deceive, but the eyes do not lie. Authentic smiles reach the eyes, creating wrinkles around them. However, people often smile to hide their true thoughts and feelings. So, the next time you want to determine if someone's smile is genuine, look for crow's feet at the corners of their eyes. If they aren't present, that smile might be concealing something. 4. What they say. Item 4. What they say. When you are getting to know someone for the first time and all they do is talk about their wonderful partner or praise their coworkers, it's likely that they themselves are quite decent. Studies show that the more people describe others as kind, polite, loving, and well-mannered, the more likely they are to possess these characteristics themselves. However, the opposite is also true. Anyone who badmouths others and describes them as manipulative and unpleasant is more likely to have these traits themselves. It's also possible they have a history of depression or personality disorder. Maintain a critical sense and analyze whether the people you interact with show consistency between what they say and what they do. 5. Direction of laughter. When we laugh, we often tend to look towards the person with whom we feel most emotionally connected or whom we want to involve in our laughter. The direction of laughter can reveal who is important to us at that moment and with whom we feel most comfortable or connected. For example, if you are in a group and you find yourself laughing while looking at a particular person, it could indicate that you feel closer or more at ease with that person at that moment. But how can you apply this? When you observe someone laughing and looking at another person, reflect on the dynamics of that relationship. Is there an evident emotional connection between them? Do they feel comfortable and connected to each other? Observe if this direction of laughter is consistent over time and if it reflects close and positive relationships. This can help you better understand social interactions and personal relationships in various contexts. 6. Paralanguage. Paralanguage refers to nonverbal communication such as your tone, intonation, or manner of speaking. Essentially, it's a fancy way of saying that you need to pay attention to how someone says something. For example, if someone responds to you in a "Join our Stoicist journey at Buy Me a Coffee," support with a donation or as a member and have a voice in our community. Every coffee fuels our mission to share wisdom. Be our pillar, make a difference today. Own voice, they are likely disengaged from your topic and not interested. The use of sarcasm is another good example. When someone uses sarcasm, what the person truly means is often the opposite of what their words say. So, pay attention to the emphasis they place on words and how they say them. It gives you a great clue about their true intentions. Paralanguage can also be interpreted as a form of the Stoic virtue of moderation. Stoics emphasize the importance of maintaining calm and serenity in all situations, even in how they spoke. Controlling the tone and intonation of one's voice was seen as a sign of self-control and emotional balance. Thus, by paying attention to paralanguage, you're not only interpreting someone's intentions but also observing how they reflect Stoic principles of moderation in their nonverbal communication. 7. Sideways glance. When you're in a conversation, observe the other person's body position. If they are facing you and maintain eye contact, they are likely interested and engaged in the conversation. However, if you notice that the person frequently looks away or seems to be seeking an exit, it may indicate that they feel uncomfortable or are not as interested in continuing the interaction. Being attentive to these signs will help you better read nonverbal signals and adapt your behavior accordingly. 8. Frequent nodding. Frequent nodding is generally a sign of agreement, but excessive nodding can signal a desire for approval. When you tell someone something and they nod excessively, it may indicate that they are concerned about what you think of them or doubt their ability to follow your instructions. On the other hand, frequent nodding might also be unconscious gestures signaling that the other person wants you to hurry up, similar to when someone repeatedly checks their watch or jingles their car keys. Frequent nodding can also be interpreted as seeking external validation. In the context of Stoicism, this excessive pursuit of approval may conflict with the Stoic principle of inner independence. Stoics emphasize the importance of finding peace and tranquility within oneself rather than depending on external approval. Observing frequent nodding, you might also reflect on how this reflects someone's relationship with their own sense of worth and self-esteem. 9. Chin and jaw. When someone is making a decision, they tend to stroke their chin and might look upwards, downwards, or to the side as a sure sign they are thinking deeply. A clenched jaw is a sign of stress regardless of what the person is saying. This indicates a considerable level of discomfort. The conversation might be steering towards something that concerns them, or their mind could be elsewhere, focusing on something stressful. Observing these gestures, you can adjust your approach and handle the situation more compassionately. If you notice someone rubbing their chin, give them time to reflect and do not pressure them for an immediate response. If their jaw is tense, consider taking a gentler, more understanding approach in the conversation to help alleviate their stress. 10. Posture. Someone's posture can give you some indications about their self-confidence. For example, if someone walks upright with their shoulders back and looking forward, it indicates that they feel good about themselves and are confident. However, if someone is slouched and looks at the ground when walking, it gives a very different impression. It doesn't necessarily mean they have low self-esteem, but that is the message it conveys. From the perspective of Stoicism, the way we carry ourselves can reflect our attitude towards life and our ability to face challenges with serenity and confidence. Stoics valued the virtues of resilience and self-assurance in all situations. By paying attention to someone's posture and behavior, we can not only better understand their level of confidence but also offer the necessary support to help them cultivate a more positive and resilient attitude towards life. 11. Rubbing hands. It is believed that hands convey what the mind is thinking. When a person rubs their hands together, it generally means they have a positive feeling about something. People often do this when they are hopeful about something good that is coming in the future and are excited about it. Imagine you're in a project planning meeting and you notice one of your colleagues rubbing their hands while discussing ideas for an upcoming exciting project. This could indicate that they are excited about the project's prospects and have positive hopes for its success. Recognizing this gesture, you can support their enthusiasm and work together to make those expectations a reality. 12. Handshake. A lot can be inferred from a person's handshake. If it's soft and limp, they may be submissive or easily influenced. Conversely, if it's too strong and crushing, they might be dominant types. The duration is also important. Too long can seem odd, but too short might suggest some kind of conflict. A brief handshake could imply that the person does not want to establish a deep connection with you, but it might also mean they are simply short on time. Remember, it's important to maintain eye contact during a handshake and avoid offering your hand while seated, as this can convey a sense of passivity or lack of engagement. 13. Shoes. A person's shoes can tell you a lot about their personality. It seems we all make judgments about people's shoes, but studies show these assessments are often accurate. Nervous individuals might have new or very clean shoes, friendly types often wear practical shoes, calm people may prefer uncomfortable shoes, and aggressive individuals might opt for ankle boots. Just look at your own shoes. Does your personality match them? 14. General appearance. How someone dresses and presents themselves can reveal a lot about them. If a person has their hair neatly in place, clothes ironed, and displays attention to style, they are likely very detail-oriented. Someone with a more casual wardrobe or messy hair might be creative or simply disorganized. Meanwhile, someone who appears unkempt and smells might just be very lazy. Imagine you're at a social event and meet someone dressed impeccably with a refined, well-maintained style. This first impression might lead you to think they are organized and have a high level of self-esteem. However, remember that appearances can be deceiving, and it's important to get to know someone beyond their external appearance before making hasty judgments. 15. Imitation of body language. Body language is a powerful tool for establishing connections and understanding others' emotions. If you've never tried to read people before, you might not have noticed, but pay close attention in the future. When someone imitates your body language, it means they feel so comfortable with you that they want to harmonize with you. This is a sign that the conversation is going well and that the other person is receptive to your message. This is done unconsciously, as no one intentionally sets out to mimic someone, but when we feel comfortable with people, we tend to do what they do. 16. Use of mobile phone. For example, if a person is constantly looking at their phone and distracted during a conversation, it may indicate a lack of interest or boredom. On the other hand, if someone turns off or puts away their phone and focuses entirely on the conversation, it may indicate attentiveness and respect. 17. Lip sucking. The gesture of sucking on one's lips can have various meanings depending on the context and the situation. For example, some people might suck their lips as a sign of anxiety or nervousness, especially if they are in a stressful or uncomfortable situation. Others might do it as a way to keep their lips moisturized or simply as an unconscious habit. Observe when and how someone sucks their lips during a conversation to get clues about their emotional state and level of comfort. 18. Repetitive movements. Repetitive movements can range from subtle actions like fidgeting with a ring or nervously tapping a foot to more obvious behaviors like drumming fingers on a table. These gestures can be a way to relieve stress or anxiety accumulated during a conversation. Observing these movements can provide valuable information about a person's emotional state and how they are feeling at that moment. If you notice repetitive movements, you can try to create a more relaxed and comfortable environment to help calm the person's nerves and improve the interaction. 19. Changes in breathing. Breathing is a significant physical signal that can reveal a lot about a person's emotional state. Changes in breathing rhythm can indicate intense emotions such as anxiety, nervousness, or excitement. Pay attention to whether the person is breathing faster or slower than usual, as this can provide clues about how they feel at that moment. If you notice significant changes in a person's breathing, you can adjust your approach in the conversation to better suit their emotional state and ensure a smoother and more satisfying interaction. 20. Evasive movements. Evasive movements, such as crossing arms over the chest or slightly pulling away from the person they are talking to, can indicate discomfort, resistance, or lack of interest in the conversation. These gestures can be a way of protecting oneself emotionally or expressing disagreement or dissatisfaction. If you notice evasive movements, you can try to reconnect with the person using active listening and empathy. Try to validate their feelings and concerns to create a more collaborative and receptive atmosphere in the conversation. 21. Use of personal space. The use of personal space can vary according to cultures and individual preferences, but observing how a person manages their close space can provide valuable information about their level of comfort and confidence in the interaction. If the person tends to maintain a wider distance from you or seems uncomfortable when you approach, it may indicate that they need more personal space or feel tense in the situation. On the other hand, if the person shows signs of inappropriately invading your personal space, it may be necessary to establish clear boundaries to maintain a respectful and comfortable interaction for both parties. 22. Dilated pupils. Dilated pupils can be a significant indicator of a person's emotional response. In situations of interest or attraction, pupils tend to dilate naturally. Observing this change in pupil size can reveal the intensity of the emotions experienced by the person at that moment. Conversely, in situations of stress or anxiety, pupils may contract. Being attentive to dilated pupils can help you better understand the underlying emotional state of the person and adjust your communication accordingly to maintain a positive and effective interaction. 23. Unconscious movements of the feet. Unconscious movements of the feet can reveal a lot about a person's emotional and mental state. For example, if someone is anxious or nervous, their feet may move restlessly, as if drumming on the floor or swaying from side to side. Conversely, if someone feels relaxed and comfortable, their feet are likely to be still or have smooth, controlled movements. Observing these subtle movements can provide valuable information about a person's internal state, even if they are not aware of it. Remember this always. Some of us are quite good at reading the signals that people emit, while others are so poor that they need the other person to tell them directly what they are thinking. Reading people is not easy, but if you can do it, it's a fantastic skill. Of course, everyone is different, so interpreting their words and actions may not always be accurate, but hopefully, with these tips, you'll be on your way to improving your ability to read people. We want to know what you think when you meet someone for the first time. What is the first thing you usually notice about them? Let us know in the comments below. I'm eager to hear your triumph stories, so subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment below. Share your journey, your victories, and even your struggles. If you're unsure what to comment, simply write "Stoic Mind" to show that you've gotten through our session. Action feeds this community, guiding us towards wisdom and, above all, the art of turning every challenge into an opportunity. If you wish to financially support this content, consider becoming a channel member. Check the pinned comment for the link. Here are 2 more videos for you to continue learning for your personal development. Thanks and see you next time.